Batwoman, Season 2, Episode 13, title, I'll Give You a Clue. And this episode is pretty damn good. I mean, this episode is really darn good. I mean, last week I was kind of ranting. I was kind of like, this episode, why does this have to be, 18, 20 episodes? And I still hold to that. Natalie, this season did not need to be 18 episodes. But I have to say, I like this episode. Now, the only big thing was the bickering between Ryan and Sophie. Where, in my head, I'm like, really? You have Stephanie Brown trapped inside a box who is a victim of our villain who is... And you have a way to save her, but you're bitching about each other versus saving her. I'm sorry, why? When Kate comes out, can you please hand over that outfit? I still hold to that. I'll lay there. Because right now you're bitching like a teenage girl. That's essentially what came to me in this entire episode. Ryan was bitching like a teenage girl. Like a teenager, pretty much. To be like, fuck you, I'm just gonna stay here and stomp my feet. But stepping about in a box, I don't care, Sophie's a crow. Puh. And you're like, oh, Jesus Christ. Well, take the cow away from you. No! Yes. No, you can't. I want the crow. I want to be Batwoman. I want to be Batwoman. Well, you're number 2, okay? Like, there's been like 5 Robins, so, it can easily be handed over. Anyway. But here's the thing about the main plot with the Cluemaster. Now, the Cluemaster, I think naturally people's brains, like, I didn't know who the Cluemaster was, so clearly my head immediately go like, so my guess this guy's the Riddler when you're not allowed to use the Riddler, because a guy giving out clues to his crimes in Gotham City, it's kind of a easy thing to be like, so are you just going to paint him green and a hat and a cane? I mean, you got Migma going along. You got that. And I love the line about, like, they did reference it. They did reference the whole thing of, like, who's the poor man's Cluemaster? And I'm like, dude, I don't think that's how I don't think that's how a poor man's blah. Like, you're the second, like, Riddler-esque thing. He's the first. So Migma came first. And plus, these are easy answers. At least Migma would give you some time to think. You'd be like, okay, if that is that, and that is that, and that must means blah blah blah, but jeez, times it's like, boys, you got it, yeah, you got it, good. So my head can stop hurting, and I can focus on the next widow. But he was a villain of the week. But the big thing was Stephanie Brown. Stephanie Brown in this episode. In the comics, she's been number of mantles. She's been Robin. I think she was Robin after Tim Drake, I believe. Like the gap between Tim Drake and Damian Wayne. She was Batgirl when Barbara Gordon was Oracle, with her being paralyzed in a wheelchair because of the Joker paralyzing her. You have, but the big one now is she's Spoiler. That's her character. Her name is Spoiler, which is kind of interesting. If they ever make a spoiler show, that could be the biggest. Don't spoiler. That's gonna be a best thing. But so far, like, here's the thing. Stepping about, she's one of those characters where I know their thing. I know there's a thing of it, and I know there's a related. I know Tim Drake and Stephanie Brown they have a relationship together and all that kind of stuff. So, who's one of the Robins as well? He's kind of like the techie, okay, which is obviously they're placing Tim with Luke Fox and all that. So far, like, it's just like, okay, we know she's super smart and all this kind of stuff. But so far, I'm like, hey, the acting's pretty good. The introduction to this character is pretty well done. Have a nice, there's a sense of chemistry between the two actors who played separately from Luke and Stephanie Brown and all that kind of stuff. So you got that aspect of things. Now, also the big one is, I need to talk about the Alice stuff. I can hold my stomach. I can hold my I realized I found my little like I can't look moment, and that has anything to do with fingernails. Black Mask used a medieval tool on Alice and doing the whole. I'm just gonna put the little fingernails. I'm just gonna put a knife in your fingernails, and it's just gonna slightly peel off, and it's gonna fucking hurt. And that was where I go, nope, time out. Like, I can see people hands getting chopped off. I can watch all no combat fatalities. But it seems like that's my time out. I mean, initially I did feel like this episode was gonna be when like she finds out, or at least have a suspicion that the mysterious girl is Kate. And that, I think that's going to be an interesting thing. I actually wouldn't be shocked that Kate, under control with, under Black Mask, I'm wondering if Kate's going to kill Alice. I think at the end of the season, Alice, because at the end of the day, there's not really much you can do with Alice. Except, adding stuff, but just naturally, there isn't much you can do with the character, because she's so linked to Kate. When Kate's out of the picture, or the whole thing to feel, it just feels like we're back to season 1 again, or we're going to do the first half of season 2 of this season. So there's not really much of it with Alice and her story, even though I actually always. Like, Alice has always been the highlight of both seasons. So, I do feel Alice is probably going, and just be, like, the big shock death of the season. But, yeah, this episode is good. Not much criticism of it. And all that. So, yeah. I like this episode. Yay! We got 5 more episodes to go.